Ta-da! Alright, we're gonna sit in the studio here. I'm gonna test out these acoustics, because if I was gonna do any like studio demo stuff, it would be in here. So let's see how this ranting recording goes in here. What do I want to... Oh, well, update on the whole art sales thing and that website and all that. They want ID too, so that's not going to happen. The best I can offer anybody is if they want, they're going to have to come over here to my studio and tell me what they want. I don't have any product for sale, but I can do a lot of things. So I don't think I'm going to be a web slut. I don't really have it in me. Hi, Jasper. Can you come up here and photobomb? Ta-da! Go over there. Go now. Over there. Go over there so you can be in the picture. Go on over there. Over there. Over there. I don't know if you're in there. You might not be in it. You better get over there. Get in the middle. Go on. Get over there. Over there. Okay. You might be in it. Let me take a look. You stay right there. Let me take a look and see if you're... Yeah, you're in the corner. It's a good spot. So, questions or people asking me that was... well, I didn't bring my glasses on here. What a drag it is getting old, huh? I know a lot of you guys are my age. What goes first? Your eyes, your teeth, your bones, your skin, your weight, your mobility, your plumbing. Actually, I'm all pretty good except for my aching bones. And it's not from cancer, it's just from living. It's from breaking bones and falling off ladders and horses and redneck fights. But I'm still functioning pretty good. I ain't taking no pills. So I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I could do tutorial private videos. But you know, this whole monetized thing, I'm just like, I'm not getting it. There's people on YouTube, these web sluts. I cannot believe one guy who just goes, you go on Hawaii tours and talk about religion and stuff. I go, dude, I go on everywhere, YouTube, the web, and voice my opinion about religion. My God, it's my God-given right. No, actually, it's my government-given right, according to the Constitution, separation of church and state. It's the government that gives you the right for freedom of speech. Actually, the people gave us the right to freedom of speech, because the government is supposed to be the people, and it's sort of like our neighborhood association. It's totally reverted. It used to be the people tell the board what they want, the board tells the manager what to do, and it changed to the manager doing whatever the hell he wants, and he's telling the board what he's going to do, and then the board tells the members what's up. Alright, hey Jasper, watch out. Zircon, if you're going to go over there, go up there. Come on, Zircon. Up. Over there. Over there. Jasper's moving over. Okay, come on. Up here, come on. Watch out, Jasper. Jasper, move. Okay, lay down. Lay down. 2 boys. All right, Jasper. Okay. Shh. All right, so I was going to mention, you know, people are asking me, like, what mediums I work in. Well, you know, I have the first little piece of woodwork I did in the boys club. I still have it when I was like 7 years old or something, when I was on a jigsaw. So wood is pretty much sawdust in my veins. And then clay, you know, I was throwing pots on the wheel when I was 8 years old. And ink, paint, airbrush, calligraphy, all that stuff. Pencil paper, ink paper, paint and paper. Fabrics. I got my mom's sewing machine that she sewed my, well, and she made me sew my younger brothers and sisters bibs and pajamas. I was driving a sewing machine when I was 10 years old, running a mean stitch. And then went on from that to do leather, because I get into high school, and you know, Jimmy Page, leather pants. I went, hey, I got to have some leather pants. So I couldn't afford them, $80 for a pair of leather pants. So I go to Tandy Leather and buy me 4 $5 hides and sew up a pair of leather pants. I go to high school and someone buys them for $40. So I doubled my money, went and made another pair, and got better and better, and did all kinds of leather work in high school. And then jewelry, I started that, backing up on the leather. That experience took me to across the country, from Akron, Ohio, and One Under Leather Works, to Atlanta, Georgia, downtown underground. What was that one's called? Poor Richards, maybe? I forget. And then, you know, Lahaina Leathers, business I started myself. And then went from leather, well, jewelry, because jewelry, you didn't need to sew them. Boy, went all kinds of different jewelry, from Native American, different various tribes. Traded one of my old trucks, my old 29 Chevy, for a whole bunch of wholesale turquoise down in Holbrook, Arizona. And then, you know, became a goldsmith and was a member of SNAG. That's the Society for North American Goldsmiths. And then antiques, well, shoot, I started refinishing antiques in high school. I got a hold of a treadle sewing machine, stripped that puppy, made it work. It was in my first house truck, sewing leathers on it. And then architectural preservation and restoration, really, the biggest one was in New Orleans, in the Columns Hotel, when I was like 28 years old. And went back to that a few times. So I went to Tulane and studied that there, did some other architectural stuff in New Orleans. That was all good, but it wasn't my house, and it wasn't my houses I was working on, so it was temporary. Silk screening, oh, I did that from the 70s, you know, t-shirts, signs, posters, you name it. If we could silk screen it, we'd print it. I just did the ceiling panels for my living room last year. Let's see, furniture manufacturer. Yep, I've made furniture. I still make furniture. All the way from office furniture to custom, you know, custom stuff. Tables, chairs, you name it, beds. From young on, sheet metal work, motor control wiring, spot welding and all that. With my stepdad, we did electrical work and panel work, so that, you know, first introduction to welding. Well, second, actually, because my neighbor, we welded on my Stingray bicycle to extend the forks, make it into a chopper. long time before that ever got to be what it is today with the Mexican lowrider bikes. I tell you, maybe once somebody saw mine. And then ironwork. I've poured iron, not in a foundry, but in, you know, sculpture lab. We did that in Tulane also, did an iron pour. I have a whole photo thing of that. The whole process of the last house I worked on there, I stripped the wood off this fireplace that had griffins on it, and I took a casting off the fireplace of these griffins with silicone, and then made a wax out of the silicone rubber mold, and then made a sand cast out of the wax, burned the wax out, and poured iron into that. And I still have the 2 iron griffins, and I have a 360 wax from that house because I kept the first wax. So someday in the future I'll have a better setup of a better foundry than what the university had. You know, we had a 50-gallon drum lined, and that was our kiln, and we poked a hole in that, and our crucible was a garbage can, a lined garbage can. I got pictures of it. It was pretty crazy innovative. Very, very ground level kind of stuff. But metalsmithing, I've, you know, from one extreme to the other, I can push gold with my breath using a blowpipe and a candle. Don't even need a Bunsen burner. A candle and a blowpipe, and you can push gold. I've also chased gold with hammers, you know, metalsmithing. I have a chalice I made because at the Renaissance Fair they wanted $300 for these pewter goblets, and I'm going, nah, I don't think so. I got a bunch of scrap brass, hammered out the bell, cast 2 dancing dragons, cast a base, put it all together. I'll share that with people in the future, but I got to copyright that picture. I don't want that to be going far and wide for nothing. Huh, Jasper? And then, well, because of sewing, costuming, tailoring, heck, I can do a welt pocket. I can make, if I can draw it, I can make it. And I've drawn a lot of things. I have a whole drawing book of things that I've made. Pretty much I don't draw it anymore, I just make it. But to satisfy professors back in the day, I started that book in the jewelry and metalsmithing class. The professor said we need to have one of those to draw what we're going to do. So that was a good habit. I have pictures of walls I'd torn out in his house here and made all the drawings beforehand, just not floor plans, but just an elevation, you know, perspective, just a thumb sketch to show other people this is what I'm going to do. I already have what I'm going to do. Just like this floor, there was no plan, no design, no measuring. No tape measuring. It was all, let's cut a whole bunch of these this size, and we'll measure this, and you know, it's all, yeah, it's a trick. And then we have the antique truck restoration hobby thing. I started in high school. I got my first 29 Chevy when just before I graduated high school from an ex-San Francisco sheriff who beat me to the punch getting it up from the car dealer for $200. I got it from him 3 months later for $80 because he wasn't going to get the engagement broke up. His plans fell apart. He's paying $40 a month rent to store the truck. So he's already got $440 into that rust bucket. He sold it to me for $80. That's the one I built my first house on. My first house truck, which people call tiny houses these days. God, nothing's new under the sun. In the Grapes of Wrath, people made houses on vehicles. I mean, you know, it's when vehicles started, people made things on them. People that were creative. We also work in glass, stained glass, pot de verre. I haven't blown glass, but I've manipulated it. What else? Well, not to mention animal husbandry. Look at these guys. That's my work. Huh, Jasper? With your help. But it's, you know, picking the right partners. Definitely gets you the gene pool that you're looking for. So anyway, that's a list of some of the things that I could remember off the top of my head. I'm sure as soon as I close out the video, I'll go, oh yeah, and writing and composing and designing, and kicking back. And I don't waste any time on philosophy. That one guy has he hasn't been on YouTube as long as I have, but he's been more active. He has hundreds of space cadet videos and you know, awakening and signs and oh my God. You know, it's like, it reminds me of the guys that take too much acid. In fact, there was one guy in high school who took too much acid and he spent the whole night in a swimming pool reading the Bible. The next day he shaved his head and became a Jesus freak. I mean, under normal circumstances, they put him in the nut house, but because it was the Bible, it was okay. If it was Satan's Bible, they would have locked him up. If it was Popular Mechanics, they would have gave him a tinfoil hat. Hi guys. So someday we're going to have the burlesque theater here. Oh, boys. Mini theater. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I really don't. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to do the videos. If I load them up to YouTube and share them, that's a whole nother story. But at least it's got me into, you know, photo editing in a different way. So, logically, if I could dictate them, I could do the photo book and then send it to be printed. Yeah, that would work too. Because that's the main thing. I'm not going to type it out. It's, yeah, I don't want, this typing is just not my cooliana. I'll let somebody else do that. You know, a lot of authors dictate their stories on a cassette and let somebody else edit or write it up. Well, I don't want to talk about that junk no more. Think about things to talk about, write them down, try to. But it's just going to look like it's going to be a dead end if I can't find a way to share it. I could share a lot of it for free, but you know, it's not like I don't have things to do with my time. If it's something I'm going to do, I can take you know along for the ride. and it's, you know, one thing, but if I go out of my way, that's something else. Time is of the essence, kids, huh? Tick tock, tick tock. It's all slipping away. Alright. It's getting too dark in here now, I think. Let me see. Well, let's see, because okay. Take it off that. Oh, boys. So that's the new window I put in last month. That we can now see the stable from the studio, which is kind of cool. There's the goat. I wonder. Looks like she's in the corner there. I wonder if she's talking to Crystal Cola back there. Pretty funny. Yeah. So anyway, this is the studio. It's got my roll top desk that came apart. I gotta put that back together. That's a window frame for the window. There's my whole bunch of travel record. 30 years, year by year, all the different places I was. Alright, Kitty. Photobomb too, you're in it. There's the Kitty Photobomb. There's my $20 brass pool table lamp. Not bad. Huh? Solid brass. The good thing it came with 3 lamps, because I already broke one with the broom handle by accident. And the light bulbs in them, those big fat round light bulbs, they cost $5 a piece. And 4 or 5 of those came with it too. So actually I bought the light bulbs and got the lamp for free at a yard sale up in it was in that was in Papaaloa by the post office. Yep. So anyway, this is the problem with this thing is I'm not going to be able to stand up for long periods of time, so I'm going to have to bring a bar stool in here. Or I could even use that ladder and just go, yeah. What do I need to do is make me a step stool that I can sit on. Boom, 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 like that. Got to get that organ pumping too. It does make noise, you just got to replace the airbags in it because they rotted out. Now the goat's looking at it because she can hear me. Hi, Nutmeg. She can see me. Alright, I'm going to turn off the lights and the fan and see you later.